This may sound crazy, but if you start to lift, you will make 10 times as much as what you're currently making. So a while back, I had this friend who, he was doing good in business. Let's put it that way. He was making roughly 6 figures a year. I think he was making like 15K a month. And to most, that's like pretty good, right? And he was pretty happy with that, but he was kind of stuck there and was stuck there for, I think, just over a year. And I came to him and I told him, I'm like, dude, you're not working out. You're not taking your health, like, he's working out, like he's doing some things, but he's not taking his health seriously. And when I mean seriously, I mean really locked in, right? He wasn't taking his health that seriously. And I told him, I'm like, dude, you're going to go to the gym 7 days a week, and I'm going to get you on a diet plan, and you're not going to cheat from that diet plan, and you're going to make more than 15K in 2 weeks. I guarantee you. I told him, I literally looked in his eye and I guaranteed him that. And he said, okay, I'll try it. But after 2 weeks, if it doesn't work, then, I'm going to see what happens, right? So we start the diet. I got him on like a low diet, lost some fat, got him on like proper meal plan, no cheating at all. I was there with him. And in 2 weeks, and then within that month, the last 2 weeks of the month, he made like an additional 15K, bringing him to 30K a month. And then over the next few months, he scaled up to 70K, right? And I don't want to accredit all to fitness, but I'm going to accredit it all to fitness, right? So there's this thing that I always preach, and there's this thing that I'm going to continue to preach is, if you want to learn business, start lifting. And it sounds pretty basic, but here's kind of what I'm going to explain to you in terms of this, right? So there's 2 different sides to this, right? There's people who are entrepreneurs who don't lift, right? And we see this all the time. There's tons of rich people out there who don't lift. People like that exist. And then there's people who lift all the time but are poor. And I've been very much so exposed to this. I'm in the bodybuilding world. You go to a competition, you see jacked people out of their minds, but they're broke. I know, it's crazy, right? So the question is, do you want to make more money, right? The question is not, do you want to get fit, right? These are 2 different questions, right? You should be doing this for both, to make more money and get fit. But this is what happens. People think that, I am already, clocking 12-hour days for business. I don't have time to go to the gym, right? If I go to the gym, I could be putting that hour or 2 hours a day into reading or doing something like that, right? And sure, that may sound okay, but I urge you to kind of question that paradigm of belief. Why do you think that more equals more? Why? Who taught you that? Did you watch some Instagram reel saying that hustle, 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 grind, grind, grind? Now, mind you, that has its time and place. But remember, we are snipers, not shotguns, right? We are snipers. We are pinpointed in our direction, in our business efforts, in exactly what we are doing within our business, right? So there's this new paradigm that I'm creating, and I want you to be a part of it. Yes, you, if you're watching this. And I call it jackedpreneurs, right? So not fitpreneurs, that's been used before. I hate that fucking fitpreneur bullshit. Make your acai bowls. I'm calling us jackedpreneurs. We're jackedpreneurs, right? Sounds a little bit cooler, right? That's what we are, right? We're not entrepreneurs. We're not jacked people. We're jackedpreneurs, right? And we don't just lift. We don't just do business. We do both. And there's one person we are fighting against. One thing, one paradigm of belief that we're fighting against is that we don't have that time of more is going to equal more, right? We don't have this belief of more is going to equal more because it's not it at all. Look at Sam Ovens, for example. He had one product line. Look at Steve Jobs, for example. He left his company And then I believe the company was called Black Box or something. They started making tons of variations. Their company almost went bankrupt. He came in, one product, right? So the lessons that I want to teach you from this and that you're going to learn when you start lifting, when you get your ass in the gym, is you're going to learn a few lessons. Very drastic lessons. I'm not going to come on here and say it's going to teach you discipline because you know that already, right? We know that it's going to teach you delayed gratification and consistency. You know that already, right? But to actually observe it and actually feel it, that is what is going to allow you to truly learn, right? People say this all the time. You don't learn from the mistakes of others. You learn from pain caused by yourself, right? So let's take an example such as growing muscle. Yes, growing muscle. So there's a few different paradigms to growing muscle. People think that if you go in the gym and you work out 5 hours a day, then that person is going to get more results than somebody who works out 4 hours a day or 2 hours a day, right? But that's not the case at all. Look at somebody like Mike Mentzer or Dorian Yates, who train 30 to 40 minutes a day, or 30 to 40 minutes 3-4 times a week, and they're way more jacked than some people who train 3 to 4 hours a day. Why is that? Less is more. And mind you, some of these lessons that I'm going to be teaching you, that I'm going to explain right now, these lessons are, I want to say, the scratched tip of the iceberg. There's thousands of others, right? So less is more. Number 2, right? There's this paradigm that you have to switch up your workout, right? Go into the gym. Do this workout this day. Do this variation this day. Switch it up, switch it up, switch it up. Rather than the same thing every time, right? Do you see how that applies to business, right? If I were to go into the gym and do something different every time, how would I progress? I wouldn't. If I went into the gym and I did the same thing every time and got stronger on those exact same movements, I think I'd progress a lot faster. If I went into the office and did something different every time, how would I progress if I'm going 8 inches or 1 inch in 8 directions rather than 8 inches in one direction? Does that make sense? Right? So these are a few of the several lessons that you're going to learn when you start lifting. And kind of like what I explained at the beginning, my friend, he took these lessons and he was lifting, he was doing this, but he wasn't lifting subconsciously. He was doing these movements, he was feeling the emotions that his body was feeling, and he was understanding that, okay, this is teaching me something. Let's see if I can apply this to other areas of my life. Does that make sense? I'll give you another one right here. Pain and resistance. People think pain and resistance is a bad thing. If I go into business and I, get a lot of resistance from people or people are fighting against me, then, that's probably a bad business model, right? That's like if I were to go into the gym and do a heavy weight, and because it's so heavy, I would say, this is just a bad movement. If it's a heavy squat, would I just discredit the squat altogether and say, okay, that's not going to grow my legs, I have to stick with leg extensions? No, that would be very unintelligent, right? So I urge you, get into the gym, be conscious of what you're feeling, be conscious of your emotions. I know I made a video about spirituality. Be conscious of how you're feeling and don't skip over those emotions. Pause, feel them, take a note, and see how you can apply that to other areas of your business. Because remember, every area of your personal life is going to relate to every area of your business life. Your business is simply a mirror of your personal life. If you're scared to invest in yourself, people are going to be scared to invest in you. How would I get a girlfriend if I didn't invest in myself? How would I expect her to like me, trust me as a leader, if I didn't invest in myself? Doesn't make sense. It's the same with business, right? So this is just one area of your life where you can become a jackpreneur and take the lessons and apply it directly to business. This is why athletes make great entrepreneurs. This is why people and bodybuilders make amazing entrepreneurs. Look at people like Rich Piana. Look at people like Alex Hormozy, right? These are people who took the lessons and applied it. Look at Arnold Schwarzenegger. Crazy, crazy successful people who started with this simple thing. I know there's a few other entrepreneurs who started with bodybuilding. There's this podcaster named Andy, I forget his last name, David Goggins, like people who have had amazing success within business because they applied these tactics. And I'm not going to explain the tactics anymore because that's something for you to find on your journey to becoming a jacked-preneur. We hate the people who are one-sided. We are multi-variable individuals who strive to be best in all domains of life. Thank you for watching. And if you like this video, shoot me a like, shoot me a comment, shoot me a subscribe. We're hoping to get 4 subscribers. If you're that 4th, big dubs. Thank you.